Bmnr has had a massive one-year return, plus 300%, 360% depending on snapshot, but has shown recent weakness. Year-to-date and weekly returns were negative as sentiment flipped. The company announced a fresh accumulation of 40,302 ETH last week and reports total ETH holdings now above 4.24 million, contributing to a combined crypto plus cash treasury figure around $12.8 billion. That's the headline, and it matters. Bmnr also reports 2.0 million staked ETH, Maven staking ramp, aiming to convert part of its treasury into recurring yield that management says could approach hundreds of millions in annual pre-tax income. Who is Bitmine Immersion, Bmnr? 1-minute primer. Bitmine Immersion Technologies started as a crypto mining and blockchain services operation and has refashioned itself as a public company focused on building a massive corporate Ethereum treasury, staking infrastructure, Maven, and strategic tech investments. The company's public story is now less about hashing rigs and more about owning and operating a giant pile of ETH and turning that pile into recurring, yield-generating infrastructure. Management and PR have leaned heavily into the largest corporate holder of ETH narrative to attract investors who want long exposure to institutional crypto adoption without buying ETH themselves. The price action: dizzying year, weak recent legs. Numbers first. Bmnr's share price has done crazy things. Over the past year, the stock has returned several 100%. Different data vendors publish slightly different percentages depending on exact date windows. Some show 348%, 363%. Meanwhile, shorter time frames have been choppy. Year-to-date and 7-day returns recently printed negative mid-teens percentages, signaling cooling momentum and profit-taking after the big run. In plain terms, long-term holders have been handsomely rewarded, but near-term traders have been cutting exposure into volatility. Why that pattern? Stocks that tether to hot narratives, crypto, tokenization, institutional treasury plays, often show long run up, short run chop, because headline flows, retail excitement, and news cycles drive big episodic moves. By the way, if you are getting value from this video so far and want more like this, please like the video, it means much to us, and hit the subscribe button, and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. The headline that matters: 40,302 ETH and a $12.8 billion treasury. The recent PR drop that moved markets. Bitmine disclosed it purchased 40,302 ETH in a single week, bringing its total holdings to roughly 4.24 million ETH, and reported combined crypto plus cash assets in the $12.8 billion neighborhood. Those are massive, concrete numbers, not ambitious goals. When a corporate treasury grows to billions in crypto, markets react because the balance sheet changes the whole company's identity. Why it matters: 4.24 ETH is a material share of the circulating supply, public reporting sites roughly 3 to 3.5% of ETH supply, and controlling that kind of resource gives Bitmine scale and a narrative edge. They can stake a large fraction to generate yield, and their buying pressure can theoretically influence ETH liquidity/premia. That's why institutional investors are paying attention. Where the cash and assets figure comes from: book versus market. Important nuance: when a company reports a crypto plus cash treasury number, like $12.8 billion, that's a snapshot, usually using spot crypto prices on the reporting day and cash balances at the company. Crypto valuations swing, so the dollar value of the crypto treasury moves with market prices. Bmnr's disclosures show both token counts and a USD equivalent figure. That transparency is good, but remember the USD number changes minute by minute when markets move. Owning Bmnr shares is not the same as owning ETH directly, but many investors buy Bmnr for ETH exposure plus the optionality of the company's staking and infrastructure business. Staking, Maven, and turning treasury into recurring income. So let's talk yield. Bmnr has publicly stated it has staked over 2 million ETH, numbers vary across updates as staking ramps, and that their Maven, Made in America validator network, staking infrastructure is being built to scale. Management projects staking income in the hundreds of millions annually. Public filings and investor updates mention figures in the $300, $400 million per year range once staking reaches scale. Why staking matters for valuation. Staking converts price-sensitive crypto holdings into recurring, more predictable cash flows, staking rewards. If Bmnr can reliably capture staking rewards and operate validators at low cost, part of its market value shifts from being a pure spot crypto play to being a yield generator with predictable income, which is a different valuation anchor. The Q, validators, and operational scale, it's not trivial. Operational reality check. Staking large amounts of ETH at scale means running validator infrastructure, meeting slashing and uptime rules, dealing with queue times for new validators, and handling custody/reserves. Bitmine says Maven will offer best-in-class staking infrastructure across US locations, but building and operating that at scale is a big technical and regulatory project. The recent expansion in corporate staking demand has even contributed to congestion in the validator queue, which Bitmine cites as one reason spreads and wait times increased. Running Maven is like building and operating a national grid of water pumps. The hardware is heavy, the plumbing matters, and a single failure can reduce output and damage reputation. How Bmnr funds purchases, share issuance, and shareholder approval. A critical corporate mechanics detail. Bmnr received shareholder approval to expand its authorized share count. That step gives management the legal capacity to issue new shares in the future, a tool they've been using to raise equity for ETH purchases. The company explicitly tied the authorization to its ability to continue accumulating ETH via equity issuance. That dynamic is crucial because it explains how Bmnr finances large purchases without tapping debt or selling core assets. Note this as well. God tells us in Daniel 7 verses 25 to 27 that, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him." Want more information about the books of prophecy? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: "I stayed until the end." Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe, and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage us to continue bringing to you more insightful videos. Do not miss out on our future videos. All I am asking is your subscription. Thank you for joining me today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's love.